Sir, Professor, I have one request for you.
Yes, please.
When you find time, can you come and visit our university and visit these two departments, Department of Geography and Department of Geology, the School of Earth Science, and you can have a combined faculty meeting where you can address the dean, professors, and all the faculty, and you can orient them, and you can make them join your project, and
we will
that will be a very good source of.
Yes.
So
We
we are
will
ready
definitely
to go?
do because
I will ask the dean to contact you. You please give your convenient date in the month of January.
Okay.
And you come at your convenience, and we will make it.
Okay. Definitely. We will do.
Yes, madam.
Because I am also roping in because already 12 universities are involved in my POOMPUHAR project. Now in our the Kumarikandam project, larger about 40 institutions I am trying to rope.
Okay.
So definitely our university, your university will be in that.
I think we are also very close to the POOMPUHAR port.
Yes.
Geographically and culturally.
Yes.
So with your permissions, can I start?
Please.
Good afternoon, everybody, and it's really gives me a lot of pleasure to be inviting our fifth distinguished speaker to the distinguished lecture series for the Decennial CUTN series, Professor S.M. Ramasamy. Before I just introduce him formally, the last few minutes that I've been chatting with him have made me very, very excited about the talk, more than I was anticipating, because I think the kind of work that has been done is like enormous. And I'm very happy that we are able to get this diversity of speakers to our distinguished lecture series. To formally introduce Professor Ramasamy, his CV is extremely large, but let me do a very brief introduction. He has been the former Vice Chancellor and the Chancellor in charge of Gandhigram Rural University. And he is currently the Professor of Eminence at the Remote Sensing Department at Bharatidasan University, where he was the founder, professor, and director, and also the School of Earth Science and Center for Excellence in Remote Sensing. His research interests are in the area of remote sensing and GIS, Geographic Information System based modeling and visualization of paleo-time transgressive active geological systems and processes for various phenomena, including mineral, hydrocarbon, and water resources exploration, which I think is crucial for the Kaveri Delta region, earth ecosystem modeling, natural disaster mapping and mitigation and management, and spatial decision support systems for sustainable development, which again I think is extremely crucial. He had conceived and executed over 25 major projects in the above areas of specialization with budget to the tune of 14 crores and sponsored by various national and international agencies. He's guided over 18 PhDs and 40 MTech projects in geological remote sensing and GIS. He has over 130 publications and more importantly, 100 popular articles, because it's very important for us as scientists to be communicating our science to the audience, and 12 books and edited volumes. He is a recipient, a long time to go through all of them, and a member of many, many agencies. So I'm just going to mention that and leave it at that. As the distinguished professor at Argapa University, he had conceived and launched a major DST-sponsored inter-institutional project networking 14 institutes on digital reconstruction of ancient city, port city of POOMPUHAR. And as the Professor of Eminence at Bharatidasan University, he's carrying out advanced studies on POOMPUHAR and Kumarikandam or Lemuria. We are super excited to be listening to your talk today, sir. And I will request now our officiating Vice Chancellor to give his introductory remarks.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Am I audible to you all?
Yeah,
yes,
fine.
Sir, distinguished guest of honor and the distinguished speaker of today's decennial lecture, Professor S.M. Ramasamy, and the deans, heads of the departments, faculty members, scholars, students of the Central University of Tamil Nadu, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure, and it's a privilege indeed, to extend a very hearty welcome to an iconic, the tallest figure, I should say, Professor S.M. Ramasamy, a veteran, I should say, a scientist of scientists, and vice chancellor of vice chancellors. And because he has been a role model for all of us, by virtue of his great scholarship, by virtue of his eminence, by virtue of his administrative acumen, and by virtue of his strong academic credentials, he has been a source of inspiration for people like me. And whenever I organize any program, I never miss the opportunity to invite Professor S.M. Ramasamy. And when I was there in Bharatdasan University as the director of the UGC Academic Staff College, UGC HRDC, Human Resource Development Center, I always used to involve him on all the programs. And his program has been rated in the participants' feedback as #1. So that way he has been a #1 resource person invariably in all the orientation programs and refresher programs. And it's not a surprising thing. And in the same way, when I was in Madurai Kamaraj University also, I had the opportunity to invite him for our program, and I myself, and for your kind information, for the information of all the participants of this webinar, we had the privilege of working closely together with the same wavelength in the same campus, Gajamalai campus of Bharatdasan University, where his building, his department is next to my department, my building. And we used to work in the late evening, late night, and evening we used to say hello to each other. So that way, nowadays it is very rare to see people with that type of attitude and that type of work culture. So he has been an institution builder. And when he was the Vice Chancellor of Gandhigram University, I happened to be the Vice Chancellor of Madurai Kamaraj University. So that way we used to share our expertise, and I used to visit Gandhigram University. And for your kind information, he is the architect of the modern Gandhigram Rural University, in the sense it was he who signed the Memorandum of Understanding for getting the UGC deemed university status to Gandhigram Rural University, which no other vice chancellor has succeeded. So the credit goes to him. So history will speak volumes of him for his immense significant contribution to Gandhigram Rural University. In the same way, for Bharatdasan University, now it is getting A+ grade, NAC 3.2 grade, and all these things. It is simply because of the strongest contributions made by people like Professor S.M. Ramasamy that it could impress the NAC in terms of research credentials. So that way, it is a great fortune that we have such an eminent person amidst us today. And last year, I conducted one faculty development program for our Central University of Tamil Nadu faculty members. At that time, I invited him, and he came and he delivered a presentation on research projects, how to apply for research projects, how to make the funding proposal a successful one. And that way, he came, he presented, and he stole the show. In the sense, he was the man of the match. The whole day, he was the highly rated resource person as far as that particular program is concerned. So again, when we started organizing the Decennial celebration, sir, for your kind information, this Central University of Tamil Nadu, which was started in the year 2009, has completed its 10 years. So we thought that we should celebrate in the pandemic crisis period through this webinar series by inviting eminent people like you, and by asking you to share your experiences for the benefit of the students, scholars, faculty members, heads and deans, so that they will imbibe research values and research cultures from eminent people like you. So that way, it is not an exaggeration to say that the decennial celebration gets its momentum when you agree to deliver the presentation today. And it is not an exaggeration to say that today is a red letter day in the calendar of 2021 of the CUTN, by your kind acceptance to deliver this presentation. And there is a saying For a real academician, there is no retirement. And Professor SMR is a very good example. He never retires and he never takes rest. He's a continuous, sustained researcher, I should say. So that way, even now, he is very busy with number of projects from number of funding agencies. So that way, it is our great fortune that he has agreed to spare his very precious time for the benefit of the CUTN. And I take this opportunity, as I told in the informal beginning, in the beginning of the presentation, that I take this opportunity to officially request Professor SMR to visit the Central University of Tamil Nadu in the month of January itself, and he can address a combined meeting of the Department of Geology, Department of Geography, the School of Earth Sciences, and other faculty members of other departments also who are interested to join his mega project. So that way, that will be a very good opening for our Central University of Tamil Nadu to join the mainstream. So with this invitation, I do not want to take much of his precious time, and I do not want to stand in the way between the speaker and the audience. I once again extend a very hearty welcome to you, sir, for your precious time, for your honoring our invitation. I once again, on my own behalf, on behalf of the Central University of Tamil Nadu, extend a very warm welcome to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, I thank you very much, Professor Karpavakumaravel, my good old friend and the Vice Chancellor of Central University, Tamil Nadu, and for having said so many good things about me. In fact, we have all been working together. Though we lived in the same campus, we hardly used to meet at late night because he was busy in his own schedules and I was busy in our own schedules. Jointly, we have developed in this university. Now I am happy that he is making a giant leap in CUTN. My best wishes are always there for the university and for him. I think with this, I thank Dr. Madhumita also for having introduced me. And I convey my respects again to Professor Karpavakumaravel, who has been my junior colleague and then who has successfully rather led the Madurai Kamaraj, famous Madurai Kamaraj University. And now I foresee similar type of rather rapid strides in the Central University of Tamil Nadu, the greater heights. Thank you. I think now we can go. Shall we go ahead with the lecture?
Yeah. Please, sir. Please.
Yeah. Now you make start our presentation. We will start our presentation. Now this topic I have particularly chosen. Where is that? Start sharing. Yeah, it has come. Yes. We have seen there. Just, yeah, yes. Good afternoon. My topic I have chosen is a submerged cities and cultures, perspectives from ancient port city Poompuhar. Because it is a newly emerging topic and all over the world people are now interested in studying the cities that have sunk or cities that have submerged because they have treasure of information on our ancient social systems, culture, continental trade and mythological activities and many other things. And Poompuhar has been a topic of discussion for quite a long time. And elaborate narrations have been made in Tamil literature, and a lot of studies have also been done. So we thought that we would take up this project. I thought I would share this findings we have made in this great project. Now, all over the world, there remained a large number of cities along the coast, which stood as testimonies and records and horoscopes for the ancient social systems, culture, intercontinental trade, architecture, princely establishments, wars and conflicts, and the geodynamic processes of the past as well. And many. Some of the cities are the Baia city, Italy, Paolo Petri, Egypt, Olos, Egypt, Thonis Heraclean, Egypt, Cleopatra Palace, Egypt, and many alike. There are hundreds of such cities. But somehow these have become extinct over the years due to earthquakes, sea level rise, floods, tsunamis, and other natural disasters. In the Indian subcontinent too, there remained several coastal cities, and important amongst them are Dwarka in the west coast. It is a city of mythological importance, and it has remained as capital of Lord Krishna, and much citations are there in Mahabharata about Dwarka. Similarly, along the east coast, the Poompuhar has been a towering fort city, and it has made its own maritime history. It has trade links beyond Arabia in the west and even right up to Egypt and to the far-flung areas in the Southeast Asian regions of the world. Now, Poompuhar was established by the Chola dynasty around 3000 years ago at the mouth of river Kaveri, the perennial river that is flowing in Tanjore Delta now and meeting near Kaveri Pumpattinam. Tamil literatures, Agananuru, Purananuru, Nattinai, Pattinapalai, Silappatikaram, and even Manimekalai have made elaborate narrations on the city layout, social systems, architecture, intercontinental trade, wealth and glory, and the grandeur of the port. Many such things. But such a towering fort city has suddenly vanished from the maritime history of the world due to Kadalgol. That is what Manimekalai, the great epic Manimekalai, has told. Kadalgol in the sense that the sea has swallowed the land. That is how this Poompuhar city has suddenly vanished. Such a city which has ruled the maritime history of the whole world has suddenly vanished. Simulated by these, the scientists from National Institute of Oceanography, Goa, Archaeological Survey of India, Tamil Nadu Archaeological Department, Tamil University, and other many agencies have carried out a lot of underwater and on-land archaeological explorations. And these have brought out packages of information on Poompuhar that the archaeological remains in a stretch of 20 kilometers from Kadaikadu in the north to Tarangambadi in the south, in a breadth of 3 to 4 kilometers along the coast, and scattered remains the Bay of Bengal up to a distance of about 7 kilometers to a water depth of 8 to 15 meters, and characteristic archaeological remains narrating the past social systems in the culture like Kairan Circle, brickworks, terracotta wells, wharves. Wharves means the boat houses, the brick jetties, the Buddha Bada, and many temples and other things. I will show those things. Now, this is the location of Poompuhar. Now, this is a satellite picture, and these are all the old courses of Kaveri. This is the path along which the Kaveri has flown during those days, around 2,300 years. And this is where the Chola dynasty has established the Poompuhar, which they call it as Kaveri Pumpattinam. Still, people are going and visiting because of the museum there and because of the monuments that they have erected. Now, on the archaeological survey, they have conducted up to 15 kilometers, 7 to 10 kilometers inside the ocean, and they found one buried river and also some structures like Somaguntam, Suryaguntam, Validemandram, and many other structures up to that. So this is what the boundary of the Poompuhar, which they think right now. But at the same, this is called the Kairan Circle they have located. That means the people where the burial ground over which they just arrange the stones like that. And this is one of the broken jetty, that is the breakwater they have constructed during Chola's period near Poompuhar. This is some circular structure that has been located under the sea at a depth of about 15 meters. This is the remnant of Buttabada near just west of present-day Poompuhar. Now, these are all the wells. Some of the wells that they call them as the ring wells. The ring wells that are coming now, these things are being excavated in Keeladi also. These are the terracotta toys. This is the LAMN temple. Number of such statues, left out statues are there in near Poompuhar area. But despite such studies, despite that archaeological studies, there remains a lot of mysteries and enigmas and gaps in the Poompuhar. That is where our scientists and the scientific knowledge is become very, very, very important. That is where it was exactly located, exact place of initial establishment, the present location, or much inside the sea. This is the mystery number one, or enigma number one, which is still an open question. Then period of establishment, when it was established, is it really 3,000 years, or they have just put it as Sangam period? Sangam period is a period of documentation. Sangam period is not the period of the event, any event, but most of the things they call it as Sangam period, Sangam period. It is not so. Some literatures, they say it must be 20,000 old. Some they say 10,000, some say 8,000, some say it is only 2,000. Even Hanok, who is now going to collaborate with us in our project, he found it very exciting what our inventions we have made so far. And he gave some years. Ptolemy gave 2,000 years. Barkutya, North Indian literature, gave about 10,000 years. Sangam literature about 2,000 years. Like that, it is varying. And so in that case, the next question comes that what is the age of Poompuhar really? Because that goes behind the culture. When the culture of this man, maritime culture of this part of the country has started. And if at all it has been established inside the sea, when it was shifted, and what was the time frame it was shifted. So time series shift. That is the third question. The fourth question is, once it was established in the Kavaripumpattinam, how 2,000 years it has existed, how infrastructurally it has evolved. This is where GIS and other comes into the articulation. That is evolution of the infrastructure, socio-cultural systems, intercontinental trade links, how it has grown from inception to the topmost level, foreigners visit, the impact of intercontinental culture over the architecture and the local social system, all other things, how it has spatio-temporally grown from a small place to a bigger, wider area. Then ultimately, how it has become defunct. Though Manimeghali said that it is only because of Kadal hole, that is swallowing up of the sea, swallowing up of the land by the sea is the reason for that. That might not be the only reason for that, because Manimeghali said that the people of Poompuhar, they were conducting an annual fair called Indra Villa to worship Lord Indra, that they have suddenly stopped in Poompuhar. So the sea goddess became very angry and sent ferocious waves that has swallowed Poompuhar. That has been ritually followed all along these years until we took up this project. But when we scanned the whole world, and when we scanned this particular part of this region, the geology of this region, it shows that the tectonic movements, the earth movements, the volcanic eruption, that is 70,000 years back, there was a major volcanic eruption in Sumatra and Borneo that has come and totally engulfed Tamil Nadu part of it. Volcanic eruption, or the constant sea level rise, which has been rising from from 20,000 years to present day, it has been rising. Or migration of river Kaveri, which has flown near Vedaranyam, it has gradually migrated anti-clockwise and moved. The shift of Kaveri and the depletion of water sources for the port city. The paleo flood cycle. Flood, it has been an area of flood historic times. Right from Klodungan time, there has been a very major flood. And even before that, in Pandyas, when they were in this part of the country, that there were a lot of floods. Then storm surges, cyclones, tsunamis, lot of tsunamis were there earlier. Then littoral currents, coastal erosion, chemical explosion, or war. These type of natural and man-made disasters might have occurred in the past, and this would have acted in different combinations in swallowing up or putting an end to such a towering port city Poompuhar. So with this perspective only, we have started this study. Yes, this must be understood, because it is not only going to give the socio-cultural evolution of this part of this country, but it is going to give a holistic package of the science and technology, the input of science and technology over in understanding the past, from which the future can be predicted. So to address these issues, we have evolved. In fact, I put my major mind in that, distilled all my this 45 years of experience, and then evolved this program called the Digital Reconstruction of POOMPUHAR at the request of, at the instance of DST, under its national program, Indian Heritage on Digital Space. Now DST has taken up a big program called Indian Heritage on Digital Space, that they are going to reconstruct all the dilapidated earlier monuments so as to just retrieve the history from it. But they are all the relict structures, just like Hampi and other Golconda Fort, are many structures which they have dilapidated, they are doing. But here, it is a major episodic event where the nature system has been very dynamically active. A port city has been wandering here and there and ultimately got buried, ultimately got swallowed. So that means how these things, the interface dynamics between the nature, amongst the nature, the man, and then this maritime activity and it is cultural activity. So it is a very complex phenomena. That is why we have identified 12 institutions in the country, leading universities and leading institutions, with Bharatdasa University as the lead agency and myself as the national coordinator. So the aim of the project is bring out a total life history of the project POOMPUHAR in digital mode. All the information will be there in digital mode. These details that are going to be collected will be in a digital mode, and also in animation. All the programs will get animated. The POOMPUHAR will evolve in one side, sea will come and heat it, and POOMPUHAR will submerge, Volcano will erupt, that will come, if at all it has happened. All the dynamic processes are going to be animated over that, and ultimately you will be able to see a walkthrough model on the paleo history of POOMPUHAR in the past 20,000 years. So it is a very exciting game, and not only an exciting game, it's a very tiresome science where multiple institutions are involved, and the studies involved in that are underwater data collection. Firstly, we will have to take underwater data, that is multi-beam and single beam echo sounder data, that is called MBES and SBES data, that is being collected by NIOT, National Institute of Ocean Technology, which is the lead institute of Government of India. The remotely operated vehicles based optical and sonar imaging. They are processing by few colleges and universities around. Then mapping of submarine geology, geomorphology, geodynamics, and offshore disaster vulnerability by us and other few institutions like Annamalai University, Sastra University, Gandhigram Rural University, other things. And underwater data analysis and mapping of the scattered remains of POOMPUHAR. All these things, this multi-MBS data and SBS data and JEPCO data, all will be analyzed. And this will be put together, and we will try to bring out the scattered structures that are supposed to be there below the ocean. So far, no such studies have been done there. Then mapping the real boundary of POOMPUHAR under the sea. Then we are going to put the borehole beneath these structures and date them. The dating would be done by the Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad. Then, in addition to that, using the Tamil University, the Tamil literature, archaeology, history, epigraphy, and all these type of citations and information that are embedded in that, written in that, will be digitized and converted into pictorial charts and maps, and that will be also brought in the picture. Then it is programmed to just map the past shorelines from 20,000 years to 2,000 years. For the first time, we are trying now, because 20,000 years back, that was the last glacial maximum. It was, the sea level was 130 meters below the present day. Since then, it has gradually risen. So this standard gradual sea level rise, how it has come, how it has engulfed, where it has stabilized, where the paleo coasts were there, and what should have been the change, what should have been its impact over the general civilization and the civilization of this POOMPUHAR. Then, after identifying this time series evolution of POOMPUHAR from 3,000 years to 1,000 years in present Kaveri Pumbattinam. And nextly, such a city which has grown, how it has ended suddenly from the world history, maritime history, visualization and animation of past disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, cyclones, sea level rise, landslides, coastal erosion, and many things. For the past 20,000 years, we are going to put a lot of boreholes in identified places, identify the events, identify the horizons, date them, and build the history, how tsunami, how these type of disasters have occurred in these 20,000 years at every year or every gap of the year. Then assemble everything and ultimately put where it was earlier, how many times it has been shifted, how it has come and got established, and which are the disasters that have caused this type of destruction of this POOMPUHAR. In fact, this is the first time study in the whole world. If you take the world scenario, all the submerged port towns, all the past sunken cities of the sunken coastal cities of the world have not been seen with this perspective vision, with this multiple science and technology, and with this amalgamation to a level of integration and animation. First of all, you will have to agree the strength of each science. So this is going on very nicely. With this brief background, now I will go that where we have proceeded, what are the inventions we have made so far. This is the remotely operated vehicle that will collect the photograph of the seabed topography. Then this is underwater sonar survey. Some samples I am showing because of the time limit of 30 minutes, what the university has given. This is multi-beam sonar sound, that is sound waves will be sent, the data will be collected. This is side sound scanner data. And this is one of the output of the multi-beam echo sound data we have done, completed recently by NIOT, and then we have studied in depth and identified a harbor 30 kilometers inside that has turned out to be a major discovery now. You can see this structure very clearly. Submerged structures, bringing out a sample of a submerged structure. Then this is the raw and then the digitally processed photographs. Some institutions like QSAT and Velamal Engineering College and the Sri Ranganathan Engineering College, they are associated with this. Overall processing, in addition, NIOT is playing a major role in collecting the data. Most of the analytical part we are doing, and then the individual disaster part we have associated many universities and colleges around here. Then the identification of the structures, detection of fragmented structures and partly buried structures and broken structures and all. And the algorithm will be written by the computer scientists to amalgamate these, to weld these images, weld these broken structures and give a total configuration, by which then their geolocations will be identified, ultimately to bring out the overall panorama and the boundary of the POOMPUHAR. Now, what are the inventions we have made so far? I have given only a background. It is only about 12 to 15 to 18 months old. In the meantime, the pandemic issue has become a very big stumbling block. Still then, we just hectically ran against the risk and made major breakthrough, shaking the convictions of the people that the POOMPUHAR is not 3,000 years old. That is it's a major cutting of cake. That is detection of series of deltas of Kaveri up to 30 kilometers inside the sea using JEPCO data, General Bathymetric Chart of the Oceans. The first time we have analyzed the seabed topography. From the seabed topography, we have brought out the delta is not ending at Kaveri-Pumbattinam, but whereas it is continuing a series of protruding deltas right up to 30 kilometers inside the sea. 30 kilometers means far beyond. Then, interestingly, in the next stage, using the multi-beam echo sound data, we have located a submerged harbor 25 kilometers inside the sea over this delta. And that tentatively we have dated to be about 12,000 to 15,000 years. In that case, it will be the oldest rather harbor of the world, in the whole world, because most of the harbors, most of the sunken harbors are only 6,000 to 2,000 years. This is the first time we have located a harbor feature of about 12 to 15,000 years. They are going for next level dating and photography. Then detection of over 14 past shorelines. Number of shorelines we have located, coast we have located from 20,000 years to 2,000 years before present day, indicating that the sea has gradually shifted from the east to west up to Mayuram. Then from Mayuram, it has receded back to Sirgali, Sirgali to Nangur, from Nangur to Kavaripumpattinam. Like that, a major land-ocean interactive dynamic phenomena has been brought out, which played the key role in totally controlling the socio-cultural evolution of this part of the country, including Poompuhar's evolution. Now, there is a major transgression again from 6,000 years to 8,000 years. Near the present Poompuhar to up to Mayuram, the sea has gone. Then gradually it has withdrawn towards easterly from 6,000. Then came around 4,000 to 3,000 years to Sirgali, where Poompuhar 5 might have been located. Then came to Nangur, that was the capital city. That is where Kariharan has taken his princess. That would have been Poompuhar 6. And finally, it came and stabilized at Poompuhar, Kavaripumpattinam as Poompuhar 7. So Kavaripumpattinam is not the first location now. The major breakthrough we have made is that Kavaripumpattinam, the Poompuhar port, was located 30 kilometers inside about 15,000 years ago. That is a major discovery that has been made. In addition to that, we have located large river system under the sea belonging to Kaveri, swarms of waterfalls, canyons, areas of landslides in the offshore region of Poompuhar, indicating flood, tsunami, landslides, and other things have made a major havoc in this part of the country. Yeah, this is the JEPCO data, which is showing the 3 deltas, how it has grown. This is Poompuhar. And this is the delta A1, up to 30 kilometers inside the delta was there. This is 15 to 11,000 years old. Then delta B was built at 11 to 9,000 years. Then it has come here to let us say 9 to 7,000 years. So that means the delta has gradually, when the sea has covered gradually, the delta ended like that. Then number 2 is the Poompuhar 1 might have been located at delta A, that is 12 to 15,000 years. Then Poompuhar 2 might have been located, when it has submerged, Poompuhar 2 might have been located in delta B, that is around 11,000 to 9,000 years. Then that also submerged, then Poompuhar 3 might have been located at delta C. So this is the scenario we have today. This all because of the westerly shift of Poompuhar are due to the gradual sea level rise since last glacial maximum of 20,000 years to present day. Now, if you see it in animation, you can see that this is the area, how the sea level has risen and then engulfed this land in between 20,000 years and 15,000 years, and the submersion of pro-delta region, the delta region, delta 1 region, beyond that area, this got submerged in the first wave. The second sea level rise, the Poompuhar 1 and delta 1 and Poompuhar 1 might have been submerged around 15,000 to 11,000 years. Then again in again 11,000 years to 9,000 years, the delta B and Poompuhar 2, second Poompuhar might have been submerged. This is how the scenery has proceeded. That is gradual rise of the sea and the engulfing of Poompuhar, shifting of Poompuhar, then gradual rising, shifting like that. Then nextly we thought that yes, before going further, we will have to see that whether any structures are there, geological structures are there, whether any man-made structures are there. With this motto, when we studied, we located a major harbor-like structure. Yeah, this is the harbor-like structure we have located. This is delta A, that is the farthest delta located. Delta A at 30 kilometers inside the sea. This is the delta, which is about 11 kilometers. This is the harbor. which is about 11 kilometers long and about 2 to 3 kilometers wide. And these are all the canals. And it appears that this is the processed picture. This is the processed picture. This is the processed picture in that the canals, the in-between canals where ships were moving, are very clearly brought out. In addition to that, it appears that this age is about, as I told, 12 to 15,000 years. Now in our drilling and dating, we may fix up the exact date. Beneath the sediments, what are there? But now, interestingly, it seems that these people, about 12,000 years back itself, or 15,000 years back itself, the people of this region has got the construction technology very clearly. In fact, they were aware of the seabed, aware of the ocean currents and the ocean environment too. To protect the harbor, they have located this harbor in the western slope of the delta, so that this elevated area is protecting from the waves and currents. In addition, to safeguard, they have constructed another structure here. Just like a jetty, Madras jetty, they have constructed now. They have constructed near Ennur, they have constructed this, they have constructed about 12,000 years ago. Then again, another structure they have constructed. And it seems that they are so intelligent that this from Delta 1 was submerging. Probably when it started submerging, they wanted to move from here to here, from Delta A to Delta B. So there appeared to be a small rock bridge they have built here. So it is very amazing. Their knowledge base appears to be very amazing. And this has opened up the eyes, and then opened up the lot of newer concepts for the ocean researchers, or the people, or archaeologists and other people. You can see these canals here. These canals here. This is the drawing of that. You see, this is for the big ships to move. This is for the link canals in between that for the distribution of commodities. And these in between areas are the areas where they have left for living. You can see we have made a profiling also with the help of the MBES data. You can see the depression, how deep it is, how deep it is, how deep it is. Even that depth itself we have now analyzed. Now, in addition to that, now further we are proceeding a trial photograph we have studied now that shows that there are indications for some structures here. That is, this is the places where people have lived. This is where the ships were moving. So it is a very fascinating information that has come out that, number one, POOMPUHAR 1, now present POOMPUHAR is not the POOMPUHAR. POOMPUHAR was 30 kilometers inside and then gradually shifted and then come out here. It is not only simply from the geological point of view, there are structures. These structures have been found out for the first time. Now the sonar photography and then the optical photography is on shortly. That will give out the exact structure. But morphological structure we have brought out again. There are evidences for the settlements here. Probably it goes beyond Mesopotamian period. Mesopotamian, before Mesopotamian, we don't know what would have been the construction material they would have used. Much science is required for this. Now, how it has further proceeded from this 1, 2, 3, it has shifted. This is the submarine configuration of the POOMPUHAR area. Now, how it has further proceeded? This is POOMPUHAR 1. This is present day POOMPUHAR somewhere here. Now, this is POOMPUHAR 1, POOMPUHAR 2, then POOMPUHAR 3, and these are all the paleo shorelines we have brought. Paleo coast, selected paleo coast we have put where visible evidences are there. This we have done it by seeing the Jepco topography, over which we have wrapped the sea levels, calibrated sea levels from a lot of C14 dating of the sediments. Now, this is the shoreline around 18,000 years at a depth of 125 meters. The shoreline around 9,700 years. The shoreline around 8,200 years. Like that, it is going on. Gradually, it was going on towards westerly. That is, the land is getting engulfed. That is, the land is getting engulfed. 18,000, 7,000, 8,200 up to which. And after that, then when we started studying the land, this is the land portion of it. This is Vedaranyam. Mannargudi, Nannilam, then again somewhere Mayuram, then Sirgali, Nangur. When we studied that, amazingly we have brought out ancient beaches, long and narrow ancient beaches, which have been modified by the human beings for the agriculture purposes. But even then, by image processing of these features, we have brought out, you see, these are all the beaches. 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 These beaches indicate that sea was there earlier. That is, sea was there right up to Mayuram. With this, we started building how the story would have further continued. Now, what would have happened that from 18,000 years to 8,000 years, sorry, from 18,000 years to 8,000 years, the sea has steadily grown, submerging Poompuhar 1, Poompuhar 2, and then Poompuhar, initiation of Poompuhar 3. Then from here, there was a major transgression. From here, right up to Mayuram, then submerging Poompuhar and providing avenues for the creation of a harbor at Mayuram. Because since all the things have been pushed and then brought over here to Mayuram, these people know only the maritime activity there. Since the sea was there, the maritime activity would have continued from here. So this would have been Poompuhar 4. Mayuram would have been Poompuhar 4. After this marine transgression, then sea started receding. Then came from Mayuram to Sirgali. That is P4 Mayuram, Poompuhar 4 at Mayuram to Sirgali. Then in Sirgali, they might have had this maritime activity. There are a lot of evidences for that. That temple is called Thoniswara temple. That place is called Thonipuram. There is a place called Varahadal. There is a river called Kadalali. There are a number of evidences are there. Root words are there supporting this concept. Now, some dating has also been done on that. On that basis only, preliminary dating only, we are now done it. Now we are going to do the discrete dating by them. Then Poompuhar 5 might have come to Sirgali. Then again, from Sirgali, it came to Nangur. Nangur is a place where Karihalan has ruled around 3,000 years ago. His princess is from that place. So Poompuhar 6 was there from Nangur. From Nangur onwards, they were having their shipping activity. Then, when sea has further receded, from Nangur, it came to present Poompuhar. So, one thing it has come out very clearly that the present Poompuhar is not the actual Poompuhar. Poompuhar was 30 kilometers inside, then came to 20 kilometers, then came to 15 kilometers, then went to Mayuram, then came to Sirgali, then came to Nangur, then finally came to Poompuhar. Now, present Poompuhar or present Kaviripumbattanam is only its 7th resettled location. So it is a very exciting information. It has come out as it is coming out as a big article on the paleogeography, and then about the harbor, an exhaustive article has come already from in current science. Now some more articles are there in the international journal. Article part of it is one, and we are very much happy that we are able to tack so many brains together and could take a lead role in that, amalgamating it and filling that and studying that and night and day, and brought it to this stage. Now let us see where do we stand. Now, yes, this is a sort of small animation we have made. You see from here, Poompuhar 1, submergence. Then Poompuhar 2, submergence. Then Poompuhar 3, partly submerged and marine transgression. It came to Mayuram, the Mayuram beach that is going right from Mayuram in the south to Chidambaram in the north. In fact, Chidambaram is located in this swale, a depression. Now, from Mayuram, what they have done, they might have sailed in all directions. The navigation they would have had, and the distribution of commodities they would have done it through the Kaveri River and Ambanar River, and then the Veerasavarana River. So through small boats, they were distributing the things and collecting the merchandise. Now this is when the sea has receded to Sirgali. From Sirgali, they have navigation was in all direction, but the distribution was along this depression, in between depression. These are the beaches and these are the in between depressions, in between depressions. In small boats, they would have distributed these things for which evidences are there. 52 locations we have identified, and now we are searching. And after the rainy season, we will continue our search and then finalize this. This is the story here. Then again, finally, from Poompuhar, it came to Nangur. From Nangur, it came to present Poompuhar. So from Mayuram to Sirgali, Sirgali to Nangur, Nangur to present Poompuhar. From Poompuhar, that came around 2,300 years, and they got to the big maritime activity. That time, culturally, they have evolved much. Now, at this stage, we feel that the primary structure, boat structure, primary harbor structure we have seen, I have shown here, is 15,000, 12 to 15,000 years old, but all global structures, all global harbors, which are ranging from 2 to 6,000 years old in the world, they are similar to this. Even Lothal harbor is resembling this. Now, this is 12,000 to 15,000. Those things are 2,000 to 6,000. Then you can see where the Tamil people or the people of this region, where they have lived, when they have born. I think it has opened up many new things to come, many new things to do. Now, in addition to that, we are now doing 3D modeling. Also in that, the Poompuhar is located here, present Poompuhar, Poompuhar number 7. This is where other Poompuhars were located. There are a number of faults here. The major river system, that is Kaveri, and the swarms of waterfalls, just like Niagara Falls. And then plunge pools, amazing plunge pools. Amazing type of these things, canyons. Now these things have made pathways for the tsunami surge to go. And these are all landslides landslides would fall. This landslide falling also would induce tsunami. And these also would have acted as pathways for the tsunami surge to come, hit it with this vertical escarpment of about 400 meters. That picture I have not shown. We have drawn sections. And then which has risen the tsunami run up, that only has devastated the Nagapattinam and other areas now. Now this might have happened in the past also. In addition, this indicates the flood proneness. This indicates a tsunami proneness. This indicates the possibility of the landslide induced tsunami and storm surges and many such things. So this is where we are. This project is for 3 to 4 years. We are now in the part of 14th or 15th month, and we are going in a very, very successful path and amalgamating our wisdom together. And on completion, many more newer information is going to come. And our Honorable Prime Minister wanted a note on this, and that has been already submitted to him. And shortly he has also declared that the underwater surveys are going to be taken up in a big way in India. And we have already furnished information, and then it is likely to be now zoomed up in a big way by Government of India because of the success of this project. Now, on completion, we are going to give a digital animation of the life history of Poompuhar. All the things are digitally going to be animated. We bring it up to the stage. One university in Kannada called CUTN University we have taken. They are going to do the animation part of it. Animation and a walkthrough model. And again, this as if you are walking by yourself. Every event will be animated now. The Poompuhar will, you press the button, the Poompuhar will grow in a small way in the 30 kilometers inside. Then again, sea level will gradually come and engulf. Then Poompuhar will get shifted. Then another cyclone will come. That will get submerged. Another Poompuhar will get shifted. Then again, an earthquake will come. Like that, what are all the facts that are going to come from the geological side? Those will be animated. And again, a 3D walkthrough model will be made ultimately. Now, then what is the socio-cultural evolution of this part of the region? Entire socio-cultural evolution. We now think that from 3,000 years, we have lifted to 15,000 years. Now we have recently, we have already identified there must be a settlement would have been developed in north of Kanjipuram, north of Chennai. Deccan College has also studied. We have also studied. We are also studying now. We have taken it up to 1.7 million years. 1.7 million years onwards. The prehistoric man, Homo sapiens, might have been there. Now, after that, we don't know in what evolutionary part, so spoken Tamil when it came, and then the script Tamil how it came, that we have to study separately. Now, the entire socio-cultural evolution, is dressing pattern, is cultural pattern, is the trade network, how he has spread, everything is going to come in the animation model. Then disaster predictive models we are going to make, because when you are going to put boreholes, Annamala University at it for some of the things, Sastra University is at it for some other things, and we are going to measure these things from our university, in addition to overall conceptualizing, leading, and then doing all the work. So ultimately, we are going to give a big rather boost to the socio-cultural evolution of this part of the country. I thank you very much. I think I have exceeded the time. I tried to finish it in 30 minutes. I think it would have been more than 30 minutes. Sorry for that. Thank you very much.
Not at all, sir. It's a pleasure to be listening to you. I mean, it's been an absolutely fascinating talk. So I think we would be more than happy to listen for longer. So can can we have a couple of questions to you, sir?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So one thing was this root words that you were talking about. One, I mean, it's just more like a comment. The Keralam is something that has always fascinated us, that there is a salt pan right in the middle of the land. So I think that's again very confirmatory to what you were talking about, the shore moving, towards Mayuram and back towards the coast. So Keralam was the other thing which always has been fascinating to me. Has there been any dating of comparing Mayuram, the coast being at Mayuram and the coast being at Korkai?
No, dating.
That is also, because that is also a place which, the shore has moved inland, right? The Korkai,
Yes.
Because I was very fascinated to go and see the place and realize that it's in the middle of nowhere.
Now actually, now our present preliminary data about 90 places date we have collected. We ourselves have dated about 12. Our dating, we are going to start only now. That stage we have come only now. But now tentatively our dated, it should be around 5,000 to 6,000 years old, as far as our Mayuram is concerned. In that case, we now see from multiple angle. It has opened up now. It has opened up now. In that case, there should be some structures of Mesopotamian type in Mayuram.
Exactly.
We would love to see.
No, but so my question was with reference to the southern part of the southern coast.
Yes,
so
yes.
Do they go
I did not
together?
touch that. Now, we guess at this stage that the Kumarikandam was there. We have established a linkage between Kumarikandam and then the Poompuhar. There was a river. That river called Vaigai. Vaigai took a southerly turn and then went right up to Kumarikandam. That was the third capital of Pandya. When it has submerged, through that only they have moved over to this part. So there could be some linkage between the Kumarikandam and Kumarikandam tentatively but whatever they have written in the literature, that we have brought out very clearly from our analysis that they are there. The landscapes are there, but there are no structures now. We are now planning, as your Honorable Vice Chancellor said, there we are now evolving a major program funded by UN on a title called Tamilo, that is Origin and Evolution of Tamils. And that Tamil literature and Tamil people or Dravidian people, whatever it is. In that, we are taking up about 20 to 25 institutions. We are concurrently working on that. But Kumarikandam, we have proved that yes, it is not a myth. There's a land. It has connection. The Kadal hole. It has a linkage with the Poompuhar and then the Kumarikandam. Thank you.
Well, that's really fascinating. Now, the next two questions are questions that I had, and the first one, Dr. Rajendran from our chemistry department is also asking. How did the submergence happen? Was it gradual or was it sudden?
No,
and do we have proof for that?
From 18,000 to 8,000, it was gradual.
No, I guess what we are asking is the current POOMPUHAR or Kaveri Poompatnam, or when
Yes.
Story about the entire coast.
No, current submergence of POOMPUHAR, that is POOMPUHAR number 7, Kaveri Poompattinam. Present POOMPUHAR is only because of sea level rise. For that land has subsided. These land subsidence we have noted. We are going to measure with GPS and the SAR interferometry data now that we are working.
So this is actually a follow-up to the same question. Aishwarya Nair is asking that if the sea was rising constantly, why didn't people just shift to a safer location?
Pardon?
Why did people not shift to a safer location if the sea was constantly rising?
But even now, if you see the tsunami history, it has been a major devastation.
Right.
Have we predicted?
Right.
But our ancestors were wise. The first oldest harbor, they have very environmentally safe location they have located. Even then, because of the sea level rise at 18,000 years to 15,000 years, it has submerged. So natural process, that's a natural process. Here, tsunami is because of our improper development. So now I think we need to have a multiple vision on that, multiple focus on that.
I agree. I agree with this. This is another question which was bothering me too. And Gopalan, who has complimented you for a very nice talk, is asking, why is it only POOMPUHAR 1 to 4 and not any other name? So is this your nomenclature? I mean, I'm just expanding.
We have tentatively put now, because you know very well as a scientist that you will have to start with a hypothesis.
That's right.
Then subsequently, once it is proved, you will come out of the. Now, POOMPUHAR, the issue is about POOMPUHAR. Nearby, we are putting, and there might have been some other name. If any inscriptions are there, we will change the name. Okay. Now we have kept it as to go with certain clarity. Geographic location is very clear. Identification of structure is very clear. Their position is very clear. Now dating and if any inscription and other archaeological evidences we are going to look for, accordingly we will change the name if it is required. I am a scientist with a very open eye. Yeah. We will have to be open. Yes.
The follow-up to that is, are there any bones and skulls? And you were just talking about archaeological evidence. And my question was, are there any pottery shed? Because pottery is supposed to be the other part.
Are there, but not in the deep ocean. Deep ocean, we have now studied only the JEPCO and then this data. Now we are going to have photography right now. After the rains, we are going to have sonar photography and other things. From that, we will try to find out a very detailed information about the structures.
One question from
artifacts, about these artifacts.
Okay. One question from YouTube. Dr. Akriti is asking if there is any data or about the rate of submergence. Was there any change or speedening throughout the entire
now rate of submergence, we have only tentatively worked. Now we are 100 locations we have identified for drilling and dating. 400 samples we are going to date by that is 14C dating, as well as the other OSL dating we are going to do it. Once dating comes, we will be very confidently, now we know, yes, where the problem lies. Now we will come out with the very concrete information once the dating is available. Much more has to come from other groups, isn't it? Archaeology has to come, epigraphy data has to come. We laid a foundation now, provoked the people to think and look for these things. This itself is a major breakthrough, major eye-breaker.
So that's actually my last question to you, which is how can the other departments contribute? Like I'm from physics. So how can a person like me contribute?
Only image processing, digital image processing and algorithm you can develop for us. Physics can contribute in that way of writing algorithms. And now for sonar photography, we need to develop algorithm. For optical photograph analysis, we need to develop algorithm. Now with the trial algorithm, they are trying. I am guiding them to try. Some institutions are working on that. FISAT is working on sonar. Velamar Institute is working on the optical imaging. Ranganathan Engineering College, they are all youngsters In fact, I will have to drive them, and with our whatever little knowledge God has given us, we are now trying to drive them. I am another Karma Kumar. He used to chase everybody when he was in Bharidasan.
I have a last question from Dr. Pranjal from the history department, which is basically what I was asking you about the Korkai also. Can the same results be assumed for the entire Coromandel coast and from other port towns on the same shoreline? I think we are asking the same question.
No, but this is first time we have put a combined vision. We have put a new vision on this. Nowhere in the world, I can confidently say, nowhere in the world they have integrated so much discipline. For that, the leader should have a heavy heart, despite his age. He knows very well. I had a lot of problems now, but even then I will have to carry the people in the interest of the nation, in the interest of the science. I think it can be replicated. Already request has come from Andhra. I told them to wait because this is a model study. Let them complete it and then go ahead further.
Thank you so much for this entire fascinating discussion. And I think as a person who visits POOMPUHAR and out of cultural interest, I am waiting for the day when the current exhibition there is replaced by what you are talking. Because I think that will really motivate the next generation.
You will be taken under the sea in our these things submerged.
No, and I'm sure the children would be excited enough to take up history and archaeology and other subjects also as their careers.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I would request our officiating Vice Chancellor Professor Karpa Kumarvel to give some closing remarks, followed by Professor Sulochana with her vote of thanks.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your exciting presentation, I should say. Exciting Meha research. To the best of my knowledge, this is the first of its kind. And the unique contribution you have made is how a multidisciplinary research can be conceived and effectively carried out involving various disciplines. Generally, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, we will bring together 2 subjects or at the maximum 3 subjects. But here, your unique pioneer contribution is that you have contributed, you have combined geography, history, your contribution to so many disciplines. You have contributed to geography, history, archaeology, literature. I can go on adding. So this is multidisciplinary versatility which you have shown, and I would like to give a big hand on behalf of all the participants. And it is indeed a very trend-setting research, the first of its kind in India, which is a role model research for all the youngsters to emulate. And your concluding observations, what we see as POOMPUHAR today is different from the original POOMPUHAR, and the expected outcomes in terms of digital animation, in terms of social cultural evaluation, and in terms of the disaster predictive model. These are all the things which will go a long way in making a very substantial contribution. So your contribution will speak volumes in the history of Indian research, and I really thank you, and we are so proud of you for your excellent achievement. And now I request the Dean, School of Earth Science, to join me and thank the distinguished speaker who has presented a very effective distinguished lecture for the deans, heads, faculty members, the students and scholars of CUTN. And on my own behalf, on behalf of all of you, on behalf of everyone, I take this opportunity to extend our profound sense of gratitude to for sharing your very precious time for the benefit of our Central University of Tamil Nadu stakeholders. I thank you once again. Thank you so much. Professor Sulochana Shekhar.
Yes, sir. Very good evening, and Honorable Officiating Vice Chancellor, Sir Karpa Kumarvel, sir, and our beloved Professor of Eminence and former Vice Chancellor, Gandhigram Rural University, Professor S.M. Ramasamy, sir. It's great to see you, sir, after almost 5-6 years. I met you in 2013 in Central University of Karnataka. After that, I'm just seeing you online. It's great to see you, sir, and it's a wonderful lecture. In fact, you made us to travel from 12,000 years to present POOMPUHAR through your images and photographs and explanations. It was really wonderful, sir. Actually, you brought the POOMPUHAR digitally you constructed in front of our eyes. In fact, we studied about all this multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary way of working, but it is a transdisciplinary work, and it's first of its kind at global level. In fact, when you talk about GIS, remote sensing, you are a geoinformation scientist in front of us. And when you're explaining these geological processes, you are a geologist here. And you talked about history as a historian. You talked about Tamil, Lagananoru, Purananoru, Manimegalai. I mean, you touched all the discipline as a specialist in that particular discipline. Really, it's so impressive, sir. We are really proud of you. And the way you talked about many things, I mean, it is still I'm trying to bring to my what do you say? It's wonderful, sir. Like the way how the sea level, we could visually perceive the things like that. From POOMPUHAR 1 to 2, 30 kilometers to 20 kilometers, then 15 kilometers, then to Mayavaram, Sirgali, Namgur, POOMPUHAR. We also traveled with you along that things. You are not only animated in the PPT, but you made us really to feel it, sir. So I think every one of us who are listening to you must have excited and really enjoyed thoroughly, sir. And on behalf of our School of Earth Sciences and Central University of Tamil Nadu, it's we are extremely thankful for giving us a wonderful lecture. And I also request you to kindly visit our department and our school and please guide us, sir, with your esteemed knowledge. Thank you so much, and I thank our Honorable Officiating Vice Chancellor and Professor Madhurima ma'am for organizing such a wonderful lecture. And thank you all the participants, and really you made us this evening a wonderful experience, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And once again, my apology for extending by 10 more minutes.
Not
I made it
at all.
exactly.
Not at all. It was wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.